Today, in this part of the video, we are going to deal with higher order derivatives. What are higher order derivatives? If f of x is a differentiable function of x on an open interval I, then its derivative f dash of x is also a function on I. So f dash of x may also have a derivative of its own, which is denoted as f dash of x whole dash equal to f double dash of x. This new function is called the second order derivative of f of x. By Leibniz notation, we write the second order derivative of y equal to f of x as y double dash of x equal to f double dash of x equal to d by dx of dy by dx equal to d square y by dx square. So these derivatives can be obtained even by method of first principle. F dash of x is given by limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x upon h. If y equal to f of x, then the derivative becomes dy by dx. Similarly, f double dash of x equal to limit h tends to 0 f dash of x plus h minus f dash of x upon h equal to d square y by dx square. Even some people read it as a d2y by dx2, whichever is convenient. Further, if f double dash of x is a differentiable function of x, then its derivative is denoted as d by dx of f double dash of x equal to f triple dash of x. Now the new function f triple dash of x is called the third order derivative or the third derivative of f of x. We write the third derivative of y equal to f of x as y triple dash equal to f triple dash of x equals to d by dx of d square y by dx square, that's equal to d cube y by dx cube. The fourth derivative f4 dashes of x is usually denoted by f power 4 of x. Therefore, f power 4 of x is nothing but d raised to 4 y upon dx raised to 4. Therefore, in general, the nth derivative of f of x is denoted by f power n of x and is obtained by differentiating f of x n times. So we can write the nth order derivative of y equal to f of x as y power n equal to f power n of x equal to d raised to n y upon dx raised to n. These are called higher order derivatives. The higher order derivatives may also be denoted by y1, y2, y3 and so on dot up to yn. That means y1 is dy by dx, y2 is d square y by dx square, and y3 is d cube y by dx cube, and so on. So with the help of this much of information, let us get into the examples directly. So in all these problems, we are asked to find the second order derivative, and here is a good combination of algebraic and exponential, algebraic and logarithmic, and exponential, logarithmic, trigonometric, etc. So first one, y equal to x cube plus 7x square minus 2x minus 9. Differentiate with respect to x. It's a simple derivative of a simple polynomial. So dy by dx equal to d by dx of x cube plus 7x square minus 2x minus 9, and its derivative is just simply 3x square plus 14x minus 2. Differentiate this again with respect to x. So we write d by dx of dy by dx equal to d by dx of 3x square plus 14x minus 2. That is d square y by dx square equal to 6x plus 14. Just for out of curiosity, let us just get into some more derivatives of the same function. Let us see what we get, and any generalization can be made out of this. Note, let us differentiate the above function again. We get d cube y by dx cube equal to 6, and again differentiate this with respect to x. We get d raised to 4y upon dx raised to 4 equals to 0. So from this, what we observe is the given polynomial was a polynomial of degree 3, and when I differentiate for the third time, I get the constant 6, and when I differentiate further, I get 0. That means we can generalize this almost like from the above example, we can deduce one important result, that if f of x is a polynomial of degree n, then its nth order derivative is a constant, and all the onwards derivatives are zeros. This is true only for a polynomial. Be careful. A second example is the product of algebraic and exponential function y equal to x square e raised to x. So differentiate with respect to x. So we make use of product rule of derivatives. dy by dx equal to d by dx of x square e raised to x, that is x square into derivative of e raised to x plus e raised to x into derivative of x square. And that becomes derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x and derivative of x square is 2x. So we take e raised to x out, we get dy by dx equal to e raised to x into bracket x square plus 2x. Now again differentiate this with respect to x. d by dx of dy by dx equal to d by dx of e raised to x into bracket x square plus 2x. So d square y by dx square equal to, again we apply the product rule in the right hand side here. So e raised to x into derivative of x square plus 2x plus x square plus 2x into derivative of e raised to x. And the derivative of x square plus 2x is 2x plus 2 and derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. And rest all the terms are kept as it is. And now we take e raised to x out. So we get d square y by dx square equals to x square plus 4x plus 2 into e raised to x. In the next example, we have a combination of exponential and trigonometric. Y equal to e raised to 2x plus e raised to 2x into sine 3x. Differentiate with respect to x. dy by dx equal to d by dx of e raised to 2x sine 3x. Now again we apply the product rule formula. E raised to 2x into derivative of sine 3x plus sine 3x into derivative of e raised to 2x. And again this is a composite function rule is used. Derivative of sine 3x is cos 3x into derivative of 3x is 3. Similarly here derivative of e raised to 2x e raised to 2x into derivative of 2x is 2. So from this we can take e raised to 2x out. We get dy by dx equal to e raised to 2x into bracket 3 cos 3x plus 2 sin 3x. Again differentiate this with respect to x. So this is what we get. d by dx of dy by dx equal to d by dx of the RHS of the previous step. And now here again we make use of the product rule. E raised to 2x out, d by dx of this term plus 3 cos 3x plus 2 sin 3x into derivative of e raised to 2x. So derivative of cos 3x is minus sin 3x into derivative of 3x is 3. Composite function rule. And again it is 2 times cos 3x into 3. This term as it is 3 cos 3x plus 2 sin 3x. E raised to 2x derivative e raised to 2x into derivative of 2x is 2. So again here we get we can take e raised to 2x out, and inside the bracket we are left with the minus 9 sin 3x plus 6 cos 3x plus 6 cos 3x plus 4 sin 3x. On simplifying this we get d square by dx square, d square y by dx square equal to e raised to 2x into bracket 12 cos 3x minus 5 sin 3x. Fourth one, y equal to x square log x. This is the combination of algebraic and logarithmic function. Differentiate with respect to x. Again the product rule. X square into derivative of log x plus log x into derivative of x square. Derivative of log x is 1 by x and derivative of x square is 2x. So here 1x get cancelled. We get dy by dx equal to, we take x out, 1 plus 2 log x we are left with. So again differentiate with respect to x. Again we apply product rule. D by dx of dy by dx equal to d by dx of x into bracket 1 plus 2 log x. So d square y by dx square equal to x into derivative of 1 plus 2 log x plus 1 plus 2 log x into derivative of x. And the derivative of 1 is 0 and derivative of 2 log x is 2 by x. And here the derivative of x is 1. So here x get cancelled and we get d square y by dx square equal to 3 plus 2 log x. This is a composite function, sine of log x, a combination of trigonometric and logarithmic function. Differentiate with respect to x. Derivative of sine of log x equal to cos of log x into derivative of log x. Therefore dy by dx is cos of log x upon x. Again differentiate with respect to x. We get d by dx of dy by dx equal to derivative of cos of log x upon x. And here we make use of quotient rule. So that is x into derivative of cos log x minus cos log x into derivative of x upon x square. Derivative of cos log x is minus sin log x into derivative of log x minus cos log x as it is, derivative of x is 1, and here the log x derivative will be 1 by x. So it becomes minus x sin of log x upon x minus cos of log x upon x square. And here these two x get cancelled and the minus sign is taken out. We get dy by dx equal to minus of sin of log x plus cos of log x upon x square. If x equal to a cos cube theta and y equal to b sin cube theta, then find d square y by dx square at theta equal to pi by 4. So we are given x equal to a cos cube theta. Differentiate this with respect to theta because it is a parametric function. Dx by d theta, theta is the parameter rather, be careful. So dx by d theta equals to a times d by d theta of cos theta the whole cube. So it becomes 3 cos square theta into derivative of cos theta. Therefore, dx by d theta equals to, the derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. So this term becomes minus, negative, minus 3a cos square theta into sin theta. Let us call it as equation 1. Y is b sin cube theta. Again differentiate with respect to theta. Dy by d theta is b times d by d theta of sin theta the whole cube. And that becomes 3 sin square theta into derivative of sin theta. Therefore, dy by d theta is 3b sin square theta cos theta. Let us call it as equation 2. And we know that by rule of differentiating the parametric functions, we have dy by dx equal to dy by d theta upon dx by d theta. And now let us make use of equation 1 and 2 and substitute the values of dy by d theta and dx by d theta. So this is with the help of equations 1 and 2. And here 3 get cancelled and 1 sin theta cancels and 1 cos theta cancels. We get minus b by a tan theta. This is dy by dx. And now we are going to differentiate this with respect to x again. Be careful, note it very carefully. We are differentiating with respect to x, but the right hand side is in terms of theta. It is not 0. Theta is not a constant here. Therefore, d by dx of dy by dx equal to minus b by a d by dx of tan theta. Note this step very carefully because here what the small rearrangement is made is, we have made use of the composite function rule. It looks like multiply and divide by d theta, but it is not like that. You can think of it that way anyway. So, d by d theta of tan theta into d theta by dx. Now, the derivative of tan theta with respect to theta is sec square theta. And d theta by dx is written as 1 upon dx by d theta. And we know the value of dx by d theta. We substitute here. And therefore it becomes minus into minus it becomes positive. And b upon 3a square sec square theta upon cos square theta sin theta. When this cos square theta goes to the numerator, it becomes sec raised to 4 theta. Therefore, d square y by dx square equal to b sec raised to 4 theta upon 3a square sin theta. Now, when theta equal to pi by 4, d square y by dx square at theta equal to pi by 4, substitute wherever you find theta. So, b sec raised to 4 pi by 4, 3a square sin pi by 4. Pi by 4 means 45 degree. Sec 45 is root 2 and sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So we get b times root 2 whole raised to 4 upon 3a square into 1 upon root 2. On simplifying this, we get d square y by dx square at theta equal to pi by 4 equals to 4 root b upon 3a square. If ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equal to 0, then show that d square y by dx square equal to 0. It's a typical problem. Given that ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equal to 0. And now what we do is, note this step also very carefully. This 2hxy is written as hxy plus hxy. From the first two terms we take x out, and the remaining two terms we take y out. And now we shift the first term to the right hand side. So y times hx plus by equal to minus x times ax plus hy. Therefore y upon x equal to minus ax plus hy upon hx plus by, call it as equation 2. And now we proceed for differentiating equation 1 with respect to x. So implicit function rule is applied. Differentiate each and every term as it is wherever they are. So derivative of x square, and here 2h into derivative of xy plus b into derivative of y square. Here a is a constant kept out. And when you differentiate this, we use product rule, and here it is the composite function rule because we are going to differentiate with respect to x. So it is a times 2x plus 2h into x divided by dx plus y into 1, derivative of x is 1, plus b into derivative of y square, 2y into divided by dx equal to 0. So 2 is common throughout. We can divide throughout by 2 and open the bracket. We get this. And the next step, we shift these two terms to the right hand side, and from these two terms we take divided by dx out. So we get hx plus y by divided by dx equal to minus ax plus hy. And now cross multiply. We get dy by dx equal to minus of ax plus hy upon hx plus by. And if you carefully note, this is nothing but y by x from equation 1. Therefore dy by dx equal to y by x. We'll call it as equation 2. We obtained this from equation 1. And now differentiate this again with respect to x. And in the right hand side we use quotient rule. The functions are very simple. d by dx of dy by dx equal to d by dx of y by x. Therefore d square y by dx square equal to x into dy by dx minus y into derivative of x, which is 1 upon x square. Now here value of dy by dx is replaced by y by x from equation 2. Therefore it gives you x into y upon x minus y upon x square. So here these two x get cancelled. We get numerator as y minus y upon x square. Therefore d square y by dx square works out to be 0. If y equal to sine of m cos inverse of x, then show that 1 minus x square d square y by dx square minus x into dy by dx plus m square y equals to 0. And here what we are given is y equal to sine of m cos inverse of x. And note how we tackle the problems in different ways. In this case, what we do is we shift sine to the left hand side. Rather, I can say applying sine inverse on both sides. So we get therefore sine inverse of y equal to m cos inverse of x. And now differentiate with respect to x. So we get d by dx of sine inverse of y equal to m times d by dx of cos inverse of x. In the left hand side it is a sine inverse of y. So we apply composite function rule. And in the right hand side is a direct derivative. So it gives you 1 upon root of 1 minus y square into dy by dx equal to minus m upon root of 1 minus x square. Now cross multiply both sides. We get root of 1 minus x square dy by dx equal to minus m into root of 1 minus y square. To remove the radical sign, square both sides. So squaring both sides, we get 1 minus x square into dy by dx whole square equal to m square into bracket 1 minus y square. Now differentiate with respect to x. In the left hand side we use the product rule, u into v rule, and in the right hand side m square is a constant, goes up. We differentiate only this, but we apply composite function rule. So 1 minus x square into d by dx of dy by dx whole square plus dy by dx whole square into derivative of 1 minus x square, product rule. In the right hand side m square into derivative of 1 minus y square. So derivative of dy by dx whole square, treat it as x, it is something like x square. Derivative of x square is 2x into derivative of what you thought as x. So therefore it becomes 2 dy by dx into d by dx of dy by dx plus this is as it is dy by dx whole square, and this derivative is minus 2x, derivative of 1 is 0. And here in the right hand side it becomes derivative of 1 minus y square with respect to x. Derivative of 1 is 0, and this is minus 2y into dy by dx. So it works out to be 2 times 1 minus x square dy by dx into d square y by dx square. D by dx of dy by dx is d square by dx square. and this term as it is, minus 2x into dy by dx whole square, and in fact this is also as it is. So now 2 dy by dx is seen throughout as a common factor. So dividing throughout by 2 times dy by dx, we get the required result. Rather, we have to shift to the left hand side. Right hand side term minus m square y to the b shifted to the left hand side. So 1 minus y square into d square by dx square minus x dy by dx plus m square y equal to 0. This is the required result. If x equal to cos t and y equal to e raised to mt, then show that 1 minus x square y2 minus xy1 plus m square y equal to 0. And here what we have done is just made use of another representation for higher order derivatives. y2 means second derivative of y, y1 means first derivative of y. This is d square y by dx square and this is dy by dx. Okay, we are given x equal to cos t, therefore t is equal to cos inverse of x. And also we have got y equal to e raised to mt. Now here in the power t is replaced by cos inverse of x. Therefore y becomes e raised to m cos inverse of x. Let us call it as equation 1. Differentiate with respect to x. So this is dy by dx equal to dy by dx of e power m cos inverse of x. So this is e raised to m cos inverse of x, m into d by dx of cos inverse of x. That is, now we replace dy by dx as y1. And here this is the derivative of cos inverse of x. This m comes here. Therefore y1 equal to minus m e raised to m cos inverse of x upon root of 1 minus x square. So this part e raised to m cos inverse of x is nothing but y. So we can use equation 1 to replace this by y, and also simultaneously we can cross multiply. So we get root of 1 minus x square into y1 equal to minus my from 1. Again, to remove this radical sign, we square both sides. So we get 1 minus x square y1 square equal to m square y square. Now differentiate with respect to x. So 1 minus x square d by dx of y1 square plus y1 square into d by dx of 1 minus x square equal to m square into derivative of y square. So here the derivative of y1 square, we treat y1 as x, it becomes x square derivative 2x into derivative of what you thought as x. So that is 1 minus x square into 2y1 into d by dx of y1 plus y1 square into derivative of this is minus 2x, and again here the derivative of y square is 2y dy by dx. So derivative of y1 is y2. Therefore we get 1 minus x square 2y1 y2 minus 2x y1 square equal to m square 2y y1. dy by dx is y1. Now again dividing throughout by 2y1, which is nothing but 2 dy by dx. So we get 1 minus x square y2 minus 2x y1 equal to m square y. That means everything is put in the form of y1 y2, y1 y2. So now shift y m square y to the left hand side, it gives you 1 minus x square y2 minus 2x y1 minus m square y equals to 0. Thank you.